All right, welcome into Okinawa Arena. We're joined now by Team Venezuela. After we saw Group F play, Slovenia final score 100, Venezuela 85. We are joined by Coach Fernando Duro and number 19, Heisler Gient. Coach and Heisler, can you please open up and share a general statement of your observations after Game 1 and your impressions of Slovenia?
Bueno, buenas noches. Bueno, la verdad que hicimos una gran presentación. Si la referencio con el partido jugado con Eslovenia hace 2 años, realmente hemos mejorado. Hicimos una gran preparación con potencias y eso nos hizo que pudiéramos por momentos jugar al ritmo de un gran equipo como es Eslovenia. Y tácticamente creo que por momentos lo hicimos muy bien, pero para ganar hay que hacerlo 40 minutos. Creo que deja una muy buena impresión el equipo y es una motivación para el partido que viene, ¿no?
So good evening. I believe we had a very good performance. It was a lot better than what we did in 2021 in the pre-Olympics at Lithuania against Slovenia. For sure we improved from what we did 2 years ago. We had a very good preparation. Playing against the top teams in the world allowed us to compete against Slovenia tonight. And we did a very good job tactically wise, but you need to maintain and sustain it for 40 minutes. I believe it was a great show by this team, and we need to keep working on this.
Buenas noches. Con respecto al partido de hoy, me voy con una sensación un poco extraña, porque a pesar de que pudimos hacer muchas cosas buenas como equipo, no nos alcanzó para obtener la victoria, pero pienso que jugamos ante un gran rival, orgulloso del esfuerzo que pudimos hacer en la cancha, sabiendo que tenemos y podemos hacer un mejor trabajo y mejorar en muchos aspectos del juego, sobre todo en la defensa. Solo nos queda quedarnos con las buenas sensaciones de las cosas que pudimos hacer bien hoy y tratar de corregir todos los errores que tuvimos para el próximo partido.
So I have a strange feeling because I believe we did a lot of good things, but it was not enough to win the ball game. We faced a great opponent, and I'm proud of the effort the team had. I believe we can do it better, especially on the defensive end, and we need to correct the mistakes for the next game.
Thank you both. We'll go ahead and open up for questions on the floor. We'll start in English. If you just want to raise your hand and we'll have a microphone find you here in the front row.
I got one for Coach. It seemed to be a priority for the defense to stay home on shooters and not send double teams or help defense against Luka Doncic. How would you describe the execution of your defensive game plan today?
Parece que fue muy evidente que prefirió no soltar los tiradores y no le marcar a Luka Doncic, que nos puede decir de lo que fue la ejecución de su equipo con respecto a lo que fue Luka.
Bueno, la verdad que la efectividad de lo que pensábamos fue muy alta y también nos anotó Luka Doncic, que le anota a todo el mundo. Son apuestas defensivas que a veces pueden salir bien, pero bueno, Maito Bey tuvo un porcentaje de 100% de efectividad todo lo que tiró. Son jugadores de gran jerarquía, pero teníamos que elegir una opción. Por momento la cambiamos, por momento ejecutamos bien, pero bueno, para ganar estos juegos a este nivel de jugadores, obviamente tenés que ejecutar excelentemente bien y nosotros lo hicimos bien y no alcanzó, ¿no?
So we followed a great deal our game plan. Still, Doncic scored he basically scores against the whole world. And Mike Toby, he was 100% from the field, scoring 3 for 3 from behind the arc. We chose our options and we followed the game plan. We executed well, but in order to win these kind of ball games, you need to execute in excellent way, and we couldn't.
Yep.
Coach, hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches, Iván Silveira de Básquet Vino Tinto. Coach, siempre desde que usted inició este proceso, una de sus metas era ampliar el rango de jugadores, ¿no? Y hoy tuvo tres jugadores que debutaron en el Mundial. ¿Qué sensaciones le deja eso? Porque para nosotros en Venezuela no es tan común tener 3 debutantes en un Mundial.
Sea cual sea el torneo, no dejamos de pensar no solamente en el presente, sino en el futuro. Creemos que estamos dando los pasos para, obviamente, poder en 4 o 5 años tener una generación que pueda competir mejor que la que lo hizo hoy. Y no vamos a dejar de pensar en eso. Creemos que, justo estaba viendo, que obviamente puntos de la banca, Venezuela hizo 43 puntos y Eslovenia 27. O sea, hicimos un gran trabajo de equipo, jugamos a un equipo obviamente con un estatus superior al nuestro, pero no dejamos de ver obviamente lo que estamos buscando en Venezuela con el nuevo plan nacional y bueno, los jóvenes que están debutando seguramente tenemos la expectativa que nos clasifiquen al próximo Mundial, ¿no?
He was asking about the 3 new players that they built, 3 young players with the Venezuelan team, and this is the answer of the coach.
We are not only thinking about in the present, we are also thinking about the future. We are taking the right steps to the right direction for the future. For example, I was reading that our bench outscored Slovenia 43-27. It was a whole team effort, and we keep trying to develop our players in order to be on the next World Cup too.
And our final question up here in the third row.
So, when you guys, my name's Elliot from Basketball News Australia. So, when you guys visited Australia, you had some really amazing matches, and then you had that experience. Now you've had this experience against Slovenia, where you went toe-to-toe with some of the world's best players, and you guys did a very good job. What was the key for the transformation from your visit to Australia to competing with Slovenia?
Preguntaba por el hecho de que estuvimos en Australia y cómo nos fue en Australia y cuál fue el punto de transformación para poder competirle tú a tú como se le compitió hoy. Australia no especificó quién responde.
Elegimos una preparación. Venezuela viene cada 4 años a Europa. Nunca habíamos ido a Australia. Muy feliz de haber estado en Australia. Y elegimos la preparación más dura. Jugamos con Argentina, jugamos con España, jugamos con Francia, jugamos con Australia, porque yo pensaba, y pensaba todo el staff, que era la mejor manera, obviamente, de ir agarrando ritmo internacional. Y sabíamos que el resultado podría ser negativo. Obviamente, ese proceso de no venir seguido hace de que nuestros jugadores no juegan en la NBA, no juegan en la Euroliga, no juegan en la ACB España, no juegan en ligas, obviamente la G League, como estamos viendo mucho en este Mundial. Los jugadores FIBA que juegan en la NBA, están ya algunos equipos, están mostrando una muy buena cara. Pero creo que bueno, la potencialidad de jugar contra estas, de agarrar ritmo, obviamente entrenamientos de altísimo nivel, nos permitió hoy, creo, hacer un gran juego. Esperemos que no nos relajemos contra Cabo Verde y bueno, después jugaremos, si Dios quiere, jugaremos una final para pasar Georgia, que va a ser muy difícil. Venezuela, como antecedente, nunca le ganó a un equipo europeo. Así que bueno, es un desafío que tiene el grupo, es uno de los mejores grupos de la historia del básquetbol de Venezuela.
So Venezuela faces European teams every 4 years only. Venezuela has never been in Australia before. It was a great experience for us being in Australia. And we chose tough preparation because that's what we believed was the best way to gain our international rhythm against these kind of teams, even though we knew we could lose most of the games. In our rosters, we don't have NBA players, EuroLeague players, or G League players, so we need to gain as much rhythm as we can to play and execute properly. Now, hopefully, we won't relax to play against Cape Verde, and we can then face Georgia because in Venezuela it's never been done that the national team beating an European team, so hopefully it's the first time.
Una sola Heisler en español. 9 triples en el primer cuarto, 14 en el juego. En los números da igual, pero en cuanto a la confianza de ver que el equipo pudo anotar, ¿cómo lo tomaron los jugadores, sobre todo al final de ese primer cuarto, al final de ese medio tiempo? I was asking about the 3-pointers and the 9 3-pointers in the first quarter. I think it's a world record for the World Cups.
Sí, fue bastante confortable para el equipo, ya que en la preparación veníamos con bajo porcentaje desde la línea de 3 puntos. Pienso que comenzar el partido con buen porcentaje de triples nos dio una gran sensación. Y nada, lamentablemente, como les decía antes, no nos alcanzó para obtener la victoria, pero desde ya tratar de poner nuestra mente y toda nuestra energía en el próximo partido.
So it was a very good feeling that we were scoring the ball. During the preparation, we have low percentages from three-point land, but as I said before, it was not enough to win, and now we need to focus on the next opponent.
Thank you so much, everybody. That will go ahead and conclude the first part of the press conference. Thank you so much, Coach Duro, and thank you, Heisler. We wish you best of luck the rest of the way.
Ok, buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Welcome back live to the second part of the post-game press conference. We're now joined by Team Slovenia, who just defeated Venezuela. Final score 100-85. Coach Sekulic and, of course, Luka Doncic joining us today. Would like to go ahead and open up with your general statement and sentiment from this first outing here in FIBA World Cup play. Luka, you want to start?
Sure.
We knew it was going to be a very difficult game. We played against Venezuela 2 years ago, and they're a very physical team, and they can shoot the ball very well. So it wasn't an easy game. We had to fight till the end, and at the end we got to win.
And Coach Sekulic?
Yeah, like Luka said, we knew who we're facing. They're a very experienced team, very physical, also talented in offense. They tried to use their talent, and it worked for them in the first half especially. They were just shooting amazing. Some of the shots were tough, but some of them were also not so, I mean, they were a little bit too open. And when they felt it, then we need to really step up and in the second half and defend better, which we did. And at the end, it worked for us.
Thank you. We'll have time for 3 questions in English, and then we'll move to 2 in Slovenian. I'm going to hit right here in the front row.
Hi, Shintaro Kano, Olympic Channel. Luka, not being able to take part in the playoffs this year, has that fueled your motivation even more for this World Cup?
I mean, it's no difference. Every time I play for national team, every time I can play, I will play. So it's special, you know, playing for your country, representing your country. You're always motivated, no matter what happens in the season. Obviously, it was disappointment we couldn't make the playoffs, but playing for your country is special. It's from the heart, you know, and representing your country is amazing.
Yes?
Edwin Sablonskis, Basket News. Luka, in this World Cup, you will have an opportunity to play against Eddie Tavares, your good friend and former teammate. He also spoke today about you after his game, but I want you to say what about him. I know you still closely follow EuroLeague, so maybe you could just tell about his improvement throughout those years, because now he's leading player in Real Madrid. He just became Final Four MVP, so what are your thoughts about him?
I mean,
and what's it like to play against him now?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's an amazing guy. We spent a lot of time together when I was in Madrid. Great guy, and amazing player. I think he's the most impactful player in EuroLeague, and you know it's gonna be special to play against him. I never play against him, and it's gonna be really tough. So I'm looking forward to play against him.
And the final question in English in the back.
Luka, how do you feel to play in Japan? How's the atmosphere in the stadium?
It's great. I remember the first friendly game we played here against Japan. It was so much support from the Japanese fans. You know, they're amazing, and here too. So I really appreciate the support from Japanese fans.
And we have time for 2 questions in Slovenian. So, gentleman in the black shirt.
About next game against Georgia.
Sorry?
About next game against Georgia.
I can't hear you, sorry.
For who? Who is the question for? Who is the question for?
Question for Luka Doncic.
Looking ahead to Georgia.
Okay.
Next game against Georgia.
Yeah, I saw the game. I mean, a little bit today, but I could. Great, very tall team, very talented. You know, they have so many weapons. And tomorrow we'll watch video. But it's going to be really tough game, and we're looking forward to the game.
Yes, sir.
Slovenian now?
Yes, please.
Živijo, dobro večer. Luka, živijo.
Čau.
Tvoje prvo tekmovalno srečanje v vlogi kapetana. Fantje so veliko govorili o tem, na kakšen način si se pokazal kot kapetan, kako si tudi prevzel nekatere zadeve, ki jih mogoče si do zdaj delal na drugačen način. Kako bi nam ti opisal, kaj se je dogajalo v slačilnici med polčasom, kako si ti se pokazal kot kapetan, kako ti je bilo nasploh cela izkušnja všeč? Hvala lepa.
Mislim, všeč mi je. Imamo še eno večjo odgovornost, treba je fante povezovati. Mislim, da moramo kar moramo boljš narediti, je ostati mirni. Še posebej jaz, če bom jaz miren, bo igralci me sledili. Tako da v napočju pa bil, nisem dal se 9 trojk v prvi četrtini, tudi je bilo nekaj odprtih šutov, ampak smo se borili do konca. Venezuela ni slaba ekipa, tako da mislim, da je to kar pomembna zmaga za nas.
And the final question up here.
Živijo, Maja Hrvatin, RTV Slovenija. Čestitke obema za zmago. Vprašanje imam v bistvu za oba. čestitke za doseženih 100 točk, vendar vsaj 51 točk v enem polčasu je preveč za obrambo. Ne? Mogoče vajen komentar na današnjo slovensko obrambo.
Ja, glede na to, mislim, da so 85 pik, kot sem rekel, prvič četrtili, se mi zdi, da so dali 2-3 trojke v tablo, mislim, da so dali 2 trojk. Tako da na koncu ni bilo tako slabo, ampak imamo še veliko stvari, ki jih moramo popraviti, predvsem v obrambi. Ampak, kot bi rekel, po prvi četrtini smo stopili skupaj in mislim, da smo zelo boljši igrali v obrambi.
Thank you, everybody. That will go ahead and conclude our press conference today. Thank you, Coach Sekulic and Luka Doncic. We wish you best of luck here the rest of the way.
She had a question for both.
Oh, both? I'm sorry.
You're in a hurry, you're hungry?
No, I can't. I don't understand Slovenian.
Ja, zdaj, jaz mislim, da Venezuela šla v tekmo, ni imela kaj izgubiti. Ne? In tako so tudi igrali, zadeva so zelo dobro. Mislim, moramo kapo dol tudi zato, ker so naredila. Ne? Jaz mislim, da ne smemo gledati na to kot samo slabo obrambo. Je bil tudi dober napad, moramo biti iskreni. Zadeva so, ko smo potem ene stvari malo prilagodili in smo jih tudi prisilili potem, da so tudi oni delali napake, pa zgrešili neke mete. Tisto, kar je najbolj pomembno, je pa, da smo se znali prilagoditi temu in speljati tekmo na pravi način.
Thank you, Coach Sekulic. Thank you, Luka.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good night.